So one of the themes that has been discussed at this Degrowth summer school is what is Degrowth, and that is the lecture we gave with François Schneider on the first day of the school. So when we say what is Degrowth, many people would say, wow, it's an ideology, others would say it's a paradigm, others would say it's an economic concept. So there are a bunch of things that we could say that is Degrowth, but we have done in an article which is called What is Degrowth? A proposal in this debate. So we say that first, Degrowth, which as a word comes from the 70s, from the work of André Gortz on the political ecology side, and from the one of Georgescu Rögen, which is more into the ecological economics. So while Degrowth started as a word in the 70s, it was first used as a slogan and more or less in 2002. And starting from that, it more or less debated into a larger debate among activists, academics, and also in the general public arena in different states, especially in South Europe. So one of the things I think that we could say now is that Degrowth is actually a frame as it is meant in the social movement theory. So what is a framing process? A framing process is one in which you attempt to answer to two issues. One is a diagnosis of the society, which means what is the problem and who is responsible for it. And the other one is what do we actually do about it. It's a kind of a prognosis, no? When you go to the medical doctor. So one of the things we talked about is exactly this, that when we ask what is the problem, we could say that Degrowth comes from 5 streams of thoughts or sources. And we have discussed about this, and these are things like ecology, justice, democracy, criticism of development, and ecological economics. So this is one way of framing Degrowth, and also to show that it's a very diverse frame, which is composed of different ideas, different streams of source of thought that have converged into a river, which we could call Degrowth. And the other thing we discussed about is what and how can we do something about it. So here you can discuss about the strategies and you can discuss about the actors. And the strategies, we mean that there are people involved in oppositional activism, some other people are building alternatives, some other people are trying to push for some reforms in trade union and political parties, etc. And here again we have a bunch of different strategies that can actually coexist and do coexist within Degrowth. And even though there are debates, we can still think that they can be compatible. And along with this, of course, you also have different actors. So you have people in academia or outside academia doing research. You have activists which are involved in different movements, both in opposition and in building alternatives. And you have here again, a bunch of different activists which are actors which are involved in Degrowth. So maybe we could not say, somebody also say that Degrowth is a social movement, and that's of course on the table and it's part of the debate. I think it would be a little bit too optimistic to say that Degrowth is a social movement. We are not there yet. But we could also say that in the end, what for sure is Degrowth is also a new vocabulary. So a new bunch of words which we are using and which we use to debate and more or less clarify that debate from a radical ecological perspective, we could say. And in this sense, we have co-edited a book which is called Degrowth, a new vocabulary for a new area, that will be published soon. And there I think you can have a look and see what we mean by Degrowth. In fact, we explain a number of different concepts which are explained by different actors, different writers. And we then in the introduction use all these different 50 words to explain what is Degrowth, which you have seen is not something easy. Thank you.